Welcome to another episode of Real Entrepreneurship Series. Right now, I am here with Coach Junia. When did you begin your journey in Special Olympics?
Well, Liam, I began my journey in Special Olympics in 1994.
How did you become a part of Special Olympics Saint Lucia?
Well, Liam, it's an interesting story. In 1994, like I told you, when I became part of Special Olympics, I was brought in by Miss Butcher, who was the first national director of Special Olympics. And we did a program on youth development on the CARICOM level. And being part of that program, we were exposed to a lot of things. So Miss Butcher asked that I join them. And I really didn't know what Special Olympics was about, so I said yes, because I love sports, I love being active, and I love volunteering. So that is my story of entering into Special Olympics Saint Lucia.
When did you realize that you wanted to commit to this organization?
Well, actually, in terms of my introduction, when I first started working with the athletes, I felt a sense of belonging, like this is a place for me. So I just gradually moved into the role of being a coach, and I started coaching track and field, and I loved it. And I believe that I found my home, because I volunteered for a lot of other things, but Special Olympics was my home.
Did you have any previous knowledge in Special Olympics?
Actually, no. And that was my first exposure to Special Olympics. So I went in with an open mind, wanted to do differently, wanted to teach sports, wanted to be part of an organization. And from there I learned quite a lot for the past few years that I've been serving.
How did you decide that you wanted to coach track and field?
Oh well, it was easy, because track and field is a sport that I participated in and I loved it. So it was an easy fit for me, and because I knew the sport, I knew the techniques, I knew a lot of things about track and field. Because I was a track and field athlete myself, so yeah.
What did you role within Special Olympics Saint Lucia?
Well, I have a lot of rules, but okay, I moved from being a coach to being part of the administrative component, being part of the board, and then transitioning to national director. And I happen to be national director currently because when I left in 2000 to go off to study, on my return in 2002, Maureen Butcher, who was our national director at the time, had passed. And they needed somebody to take up the role in terms of continuing the program. So nobody else wanted to do it because it's a lot of work and it's hard work. So I volunteered, and since then I am the National Director of Special Olympics Saint Lucia.
For over 20 years?
Oh yes, for over 20 years I have served Special Olympics Saint Lucia.
What programs are offered by Special Olympics Saint Lucia?
Okay, well, Special Olympics Saint Lucia offers two sets of programs. We have the sports programs and the non-sports programs. For the sports programs, we do football, which is soccer, bocce, track and field. We want to establish the aquatics program, which is swimming, and also we do floor hockey, but floor hockey is really a winter sport. So in terms of sports, we do both summer and winter sports. For the non-sports programs, we look at athlete leadership in terms of having the athletes themselves become the voice for their program, to let people know who they are, what they do, and what they want from others. We also have the inclusive program where we have the Unified Champion Schools, where we have young leaders within the schools, inclusive schools, that look at persons with and without disability so that they can work together and actually grow a culture of inclusion. So inclusion brings respect and everything else. So we were now working on those programs, especially with the Boca Secondary and the Castries Comprehensive Secondary, so we can have more inclusive society.
Do you ever get bored of being a part of Special Olympics?
Oh no, there's too much to do. Even though it's volunteer and then I have to spend time doing it, I love what I do. And boredom is, I never followed the word boredom in part Special Olympics. So Special Olympics is fun, it's learning, it's meeting people and learning people and sharing your culture and everything else. So there's no boredom in Special Olympics. It's just lots of fun and hard work.
Do the athletes ever look for instant gratification or are they committed to programs?
Okay, well, in every group you will find there's one or two persons who just want to come and enjoy and thing. But again, with our athletes, they are committed because at the end of the day, they get an opportunity to see the world and the world through sports, through friendship and through cultures. So most of the athletes are committed. But like I said, you get one or two who would come when they know that there's a trip happening, so that they want to make the team to travel. But again, it doesn't happen that way because in terms of travel and athletes participating, there must be a level of commitment for them to be selected.
What advice do you have for a young person who wants to pursue Special Olympics?
Okay, so for young persons who want to be part of Special Olympics, whether they are with or without a disability, there is always an opportunity for them to grow. So my advice to anyone wanting to be part of our program is that 1, you must be committed, 2, you must have the time, and 3, you must be open to learning new things, understanding people, and sharing of your skills and talents. So no matter who you are, whether with or without a disability, you have a talent to share. You have something that is personal to you that might be able to help somebody else grow. So in terms of you having an open mind to share and be part of the organization, that is what I would advise a young person. Come with your talents, your commitments, your time, and again, the skill sets for learning.
How do you think that Special Olympics has evolved over the past 10 years? And how do you think that it's going to evolve in the future?
Okay, a lot has happened in Special Olympics in the last 10 years. We have seen a lot more athletes. We have over, we have over 200 countries involved in Special Olympics right now. We have a lot more athletes, volunteers, and coaches. So in terms of Special Olympics, starting off with 2000s, now we have millions. And that shows that it has impacted lives and continues to impact lives. Again, with Special Olympics Saint Lucia, I think in terms of our evolution, we are now more known. People, when you hear Special Olympics, they know of the program, they know of some of the athletes because they interact with the athletes. But what I would like to see for the next 10 years is more inclusion. And inclusion at the lower level of education, from kindergarten all the way up to tertiary. And again, it gives an opportunity for our athletes and persons with disability to work with people without disabilities, so we have a greater connection in terms of people growing together. And so that we have basically the unity that we're looking for. And again, we have a more inclusive society. So if we understand who we are and our disabilities, then again, we'll be better able to work with each other. So there's a level of tolerance, respect, love, sharing. It's an utopia that is a perfect world, but then again, at least if we strive for the perfect world, we will get somewhere, Yeah.
How do you implement artificial intelligence into Special Olympics?
Now, Special Olympics is geared towards changing the world. And for us, changing the world is a contact sport. So with AI coming into the picture, most likely we will use AI to enhance what we're already doing. But just remember, if we try to bring people together and we have artificial intelligence in the midst of it, we will not get the level of connectivity we're looking for. So for us in Special Olympics is about connection, changing lives, changing mindsets, bringing new things to the table that are humanistic, and they bring out the humanity of persons. So So if we put AI into Special Olympics, what do you think will happen? And there we go, because again, we have to have that level of connectivity and people knowing, and the feel, because I mean, AI is a great thing, but there are certain things that we can and cannot do with AI. All right, so for our administrative purposes and all those, development of our little things that we would need for pros and everything else, yes, but in terms of our sport, in terms of our organization, we need to have the human feel for it. Okay.
What do you think is the biggest misconception that people have about Special Olympics?
Well, people think that persons in Special Olympics cannot do anything, or they must be helped to do something, all right? But Special Olympics is not like this. Our athletes, no matter what their disability, whatever sport they have chosen, have the ability to excel at all levels. And I always tell people that we say Special Olympics, but we are not special, and we don't want special treatment. We want treatment like to give to every and any athlete. So whatever you can give an elite athlete, we are elitists in our own sense. So if you're going to give me a playing field for persons who you believe to be normal, we want that same thing. So we need to, whatever is given to one athlete should be given to another. So it must be mirrored. So there's nothing different, there's nothing special about us. It's just that we compete at our own level with persons with similar abilities, not those above and those below. We all have the same ability and we are able to excel. Okay, so the misconception is that we cannot do things for ourselves, and that is wrong. Because even I tell my parents that when you bring an athlete to me, I do not have time to baby an athlete. If the athlete wants to do a specific sport, the coach is there to take them along the way, and they now have to excel. And you have been there. Have you gotten any special treatment? No, you have worked twice as hard. Exactly. So there is nothing that, in terms of the misconception, that we cannot do. We can do all things through God who strengthens us. Yeah.
Have you ever been scared of Special Olympics failing?
Take a breath on this one. Yes. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm still here, trying to be sure that the athletes get the representation they need and the support that they need to excel on their own. And I'm scared. I get scared too, because sometimes when you think of persons using the organization to do better for themselves but don't give back at the end of the day, and the pool of volunteers is becoming thinner and thinner because nobody wants to volunteer anymore. Everybody wants to get paid. So yes, I do have my moments, and I go home sometimes and I wonder what is happening and when this happens and how are we going to deal with this, and the questions come. That's why I can't be bored, because I always have to be thinking as to what's next. So again, getting the athletes to be part of the program, the decision making, is one of the ways that we're looking at continuity. We're looking at the parents' involvement, family involvement, because if we have a stake in something, we don't want it to fail. All right, so because people ask people, Junia, why do you do this? Do you have anybody? I say you don't have to have somebody for disability for you to want to help other persons. It's supposed to be something that is free. It's part of our humanity, our charity giving, our love sharing, and that's what it is. So yes, I do get scared.
What mindset do you have to keep going?
Well, one of them, never say never, or nothing is impossible. Because for me, everything is possible. As long as we have breath of life, we have people who want to support us, and we have athletes who want to try. That's what it is. For me, never give up. I have a mentality that my mom always said that if she sent me to the store to get something, the grocery store, and I didn't get it, I would sit and cry until I found some way to get it to her. I would never come home with hands empty. So never die syndrome, and for me, everything is possible because I am possible. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What tools do your athletes use for training and development?
Okay, so for the sports program, again, depending on the sport, for soccer, which is football, they use the standard equipment, the football boots, the shin guards, the football gear, the balls, which are standard for football. For track, they use the track and field, the track shoes. We also use agility ladders and things to help them build on their strength. And this is also used for football, because remember, track and field athletes and footballers are basically the same training, except the skill stats is different. For bocce, we have bocce, and again, you played bocce yourself. Now we have the bocce balls that we use for bocce and the bocce courts. For floor hockey, we do have floor hockey equipment, the helmets, the putts, the sticks, the protective gear. We have all those things. So we really use the same equipment as regular athletes. There's no really modification except for the sizes of persons, and maybe if you have a special modification that you need based on your body shape. Alright, but again, we use the same equipment as that of the elites athletes. I say elites because we are elite athletes ourselves. Alright, because when we compete for the 3 medals like everybody, the gold, silver, and bronze. Okay, they believe that Special Olympics doesn't do that. We do. There's only 3 medals, gold, silver, and bronze. So not everybody participates, but only 3 people can win. So yeah.
How often does Special Olympics host World Games?
Okay, Special Olympics host World Games every 2 years. So this coming session would be Summer Games, because every 2 years you have World Games. You have Winter Games and then you have Summer Games. So basically, Summer World Games is held every 4 years, and Winter World Games is held every 4 years. However, it's a 2-year break between summer and the Winter Games. So there's like an overlap. So there's always activity happening. And when the World Games is hosted, it's hosted anywhere in the world. The upcoming games that will be Summer Games in 2027 will be held in Chile. Winter Games last year was held in Italy. Okay, so you have Turin. So you have a lot of movement, you have a lot of travel, because Saint Lucia, our athletes have went to Dubai. Everybody's talking about Dubai, but they spent 2 weeks in Dubai. We have been to Greece. We have been to LA, where our athletes won their first football gold medal. So we have been around the world. So that's why, again, Special Olympic athletes are committed, because there is something for them at the end of the day. Because when they work hard, they play hard, then they're able to enjoy the cultures that they are surrounded by when they attend World Games.
Okay. If there's one piece of advice that you give to your younger self, what would it be?
Run. Okay. For me, well, what will I tell my younger self? Wow. I don't know. Because everything that I have done thus far has taught me so much. I think what I would really tell me is to go in with an open mind and know thy attitude and take no from no one. I tell you no, you come around for another opportunity. Figure it out again and come back again. And eventually people will listen. But currently, as I'm going and I came through the ranks and people said no, I'll just walk away. But if you tell me no, you never tell me why no. And I think that's what I'll tell my younger self. Never take no for an answer. Always ask in a different way.
Have you heard of the 10,000 hour rule?
The 10,000 hour rule, can you explain it a little for me?
To become a master at anything, you have to accumulate the sum of at least 10,000 hours in that discipline?
Okay. Well, the way you explained it, I think I've become more than a master because I have given more than 10,000 hours for the period that you speak of. But thinking about it again, maybe something I can use for my athletes, that they can use the 10,000 hour rule so that they can become greater at what they do. So I think I'll take this one. Thank you for that. All right.
And why did you agree to this interview?
Well, because one, I love you, and two, I think you're doing a fantastic job with the YouTube, and it's also a way for us to bring the message of Special Olympics out. So I look at it as a threefold: my love for you, the beautiful work that you do, and my need to speak on Special Olympics. Yeah.
And thank you for being a part of this series.
Thank you. Very welcome. I'd love to do it again.